Hello everyone, Mikey here. I hope you are all doing fine. This time I'm bringing you a new house building, a new speed building, and I must say this is like a building that is really out of my comfort zone. So I got my second subscriber, which is Jay. Thank you, Jay, so much for subscribing to my Twitch channel, and he asked me to build like a modern mansion, and I was quite scared because, you know, like I said in the previous video, I'm more into rustic, old houses, Victorian style, maybe a little bit vintage, and I'm not really used to building modern big houses because I don't know, like, first of all, they are not my favorite type of houses because I find the modern houses a little bit sharp. I know that's really a cool design and a lot of people like it, but personally, it's not that I disliked it, but it's not like a thing that I usually build because I really like to do houses that I enjoy doing it, and modern houses are not my cup of tea. But even though I like when people ask me to build something which is, like I said, out of my comfort zone, because getting out of my comfort zone makes me better and makes me getting ideas. And I don't know, if I keep being asked to do some modern builds, I will improve that skill that I lack. So, like you saw in the first part of the movie, of the video, not the movie, I don't know, sometimes I call movie to YouTube videos, I don't know why. But yeah, so I went to Google and did a really deep search, and I was completely confused because the more I looked into Google, the more the houses looked impossible to build in The Sims 4, or at least I don't know what the game has to offer into a modern like house. So I must say that I do not dislike the house that I built, because I think there are some original stuff, like some stuff out of the box here, and I tried to merge a lot of modern houses. Like, this is not only a house inspiration. Like I said, I did a deep search on Google and I tried to merge the most that I could from a lot of houses. I must say that was kinda a double-edged sword, because I ended up with a house that has a lot of stuff going on, at least for my taste. You might like it, some other people might not like it, but I don't know, the house is kinda weird for me, but at the same time I like it, but at the same time I think there is a lot going on and it's not that clean that maybe it was supposed to be. So I start with that really weird shape at the beginning, but I tried to keep that because I thought that was, if I work that shape better, it would give a nice house actually. So I tried to stick with that shape. So what I have to say about this house is, I'm not sure about the color that I choose. Now I chose like a dark brown. I hate brown, by the way. I'm not a fan of brown. So further in the video, I'm going to change this brown color into a yellowish, pale yellowish pastel. But I think if I would build this house now, because I built this like in the end of the last year, I would change a lot of stuff. The landscaping, I would change some stuff. I maybe would change the house color to maybe white or gray, because I don't know if I'm not pretty sure about this yellow color. But one thing that I like the most is the pool at the entrance, because I'm gonna place a fountain and I'm going to place some chairs. I mean, I really like the fact that you enter the house from the second floor, not from the first story of the house, and I think the interior looks pretty good, and I tried to give a lot of different shapes to the room, and like I have a lot of hallways, because that's a thing that I need to improve, because hallways is the last thing that I like to furnish, because I don't really know what to put in the hallway. I usually put sitting areas and a lot of decoration, but I think I could have like a different stuff, but I'll keep improving on that. One thing that I like the most that you are seeing now me building, I did a rooftop garden. It's going to change a little bit, but I did it. I'm going to get rid of that glass roofing, even though I really like that glass roofing. I think it was a little bit too much. And yep, the reason this build is called Geometric Gardens, it's because you're going to see that further in the video, is that because I do a lot of geometric shapes with walls, and sometimes the walls are just for decoration. The thing that I think I overuse the most is that like those pillars in black over there. I use that a lot, and maybe it's too much of a texture and makes the house with a lot of like visual noise, but at the same time I like it. But I don't know. The other feature that I like the most in this house are those two skylights that I did with the dance floor that came with the get together. I guess I'm always confusing the get together with get to work, but I guess it's get together. Another stuff that I really like is I choose those city livings pillars which have like a light, and I think it makes the house look a little bit more modern. I really enjoy that the living room, it's on the first story and you have to go to the second and going down to the first, and you have a beautiful view to the pool and to the garden that I do on the first floor. Okay, so this is a house with 4 bedrooms, 1 guest bedroom, a double bedroom that I think it's for like a teenager or a young adult, and then the master suite, which is on the last floor. I actually, further in the video, I have to do a counter how many times I said further in this video, but like are you seeing now, I got rid of that black bars, and I keep changing into the daytime, into the nighttime, so I can see if the columns look good. So the next thing that I was going to talk about is that I thought the shape of the house were really sharp, but in a bad sharp thingy, because I guess there are sharp shapes that look good. So I decided to use like a diagonal shape, so it makes the house a little bit more interesting. It was kind of a pain in the ass to do that. I had to delete a lot of times the floor, building walls just to make sure that I was doing the diagonal floor right. And yeah, like you saw, I start building some losanges shaped foundations. The ones are going to be a flower bed with some trees, and I really like how the trees look with the house. And now you're seeing the part that I said why I call these geometric gardens, because it has nature merging with walls, and I did that geometrical walls that I think it gives the house a really good personality. And I tried to play that the most smart way possible. And this house has a lot of green floor to resemble the grass that I could have. I could call this house like a eco-friendly house. I think so. Kinda of a friendly, eco-friendly house. Yeah, pretty much that. I'm still working on the shapes of the floor, and I really like how the front of the house looks on the front. The front house looks on the front. Okay, it was just a circular thought. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I changed the shape of the roofs as well, because I thought, once again, they were really sharp, and maybe to look a little bit more modern and a little bit more soft, I did them a little bit looking like a wave, tilted and so on. I know this video is like 40 minutes long, and that can be a little bit time consuming for you guys, but I really wanted to show you every step that I did to this house, because I think it's a big change from the start of the video to the end. By the way, as you have noticed from the last video, I'm trying to make these videos a little bit more interesting, and I've been recording a lot of cinematics in the beginning of the video, so it makes a little bit more interesting. And if you don't want to really see all of the how do we say it, it's missing me the word, all of the progress of the house, you can always watch the cinematic and the snapshots that I put in the end of the video. Yeah, like I was saying, now I'm doing the flower beds, the losange flower beds, and I really like the entrance of the house with that. But then I guess I went a little bit too much with these flower beds, and I guess the thing that I was doing the first in this really empty part with grass with the walls would look a lot better than putting the flower beds, and I think it is a little bit repetitive, and it how do you say it, and like makes the house like too much oh gosh, I hate when I don't know what to say. I mean, I have the idea what I want to say, but then I can't say it. But I think they feel too much, the landscaping, and it ends up a little bit like too much. Okay, it makes the house a little bit more heavier than it should be. Okay, I really like how I use that object like it's a glass roof, or kind of in that front, but I don't really like what I put on the other part of the front. I think it's a little bit weird. Now I'm doing the living room, and I must say that I love this living room. It looks pretty minimalistic with a lot of neutral colors, and then I place a really soft accent of blue, and I think that looks so pretty. And I don't know, these 4 couches together, they look awesome, and I'm pretty, like I said, I'm pretty happy with this furnishing that I did inside of the house. The inside of the house is pretty much my favorite part about this house, because I really think I went over the top. By the way, I know that I use this expression a lot, but I can't. I just can't be helped to not use it because I find it really cool. I'm not gonna lie. So I use that bar from the bowling stuff pack, and I guess this house looks modern a little bit with a touch of vintage stuff. Because just I use the egg shape so couches, and that bar looks a little bit vintage, and I mean the pastel colors give me really vintage vibes, and I really like that. I tried to make this room like a place where your Sims can do a lot of activities. Like there's like a computer for the whole family to use, there's a whole plasma for your Sims family watch movies together, and yeah, I used a lot of plants because I wanted to basically make this house a lot green. If I had to choose, I love, just really quick, I love what I did with that sculpture. I mean, the sheet of the game to make the objects to shrink objects, it comes really in handy because we have a lot of objects that look really cool, but they are too big to place in the house. Okay, they are not too big because if you have the move objects sheet on, you can place it, but then it's going to be intersecting with other objects, and that does not look cool. Okay, now we are in the part that I love the most in this house. I think the kitchen, this is the most cool kitchen that I ever made. I don't know, I really like it. It looks so pretty, so cozy. I don't know, I really love it. I tried to mix a little bit of industrial over here with a little bit of rustic, and I love how the two concepts work together. And once again, in this house I'm using a lot of neutral colors for a lot of rooms instead of the teenage room that I use really solid colors, but I actually like what that turned out. And then here I had an idea. I want this part over here to be the part where you do your dishwashing, and I add a dishwasher, and then I merge the counter with that sink, and that looks so freaking pretty. And so I don't know how to explain it, how much I love this room. I really love it. And then again, placing green stuff to make this house really green. I love how this glass table looks with the rest of the kitchen, and now I'm going to place a lot of pictures on the wall, and it's going to make this room so cozy, and so it's like you really want to spend. I feel if I had this house, I would love to cook in here, to spend time in here, looking to the view that I have from this house, and I don't even know how to explain. Here I decided to place a whole wall painting with a really more strong blue, so it creates a really cool contrast with the rest because it has a lot of neutral colors, and this gives the contrast that I like the most. I really like when colors shock together in a good way, because I hate like putting like really bright pink with yellow and like two really strong colors. For me, okay, it kind of depends, but for me a lot of them don't go well together, and I don't know, this kind of looks like, for me it looks like a Tumblr kitchen, those kitchens that are doing nowadays with really rustic but actually really modern and really actual. Okay, like I said previously, I'm not really good doing always, but you see this really cozy, how do we say it, corner, this really cozy corner. I really love this blue, it was blue but now it's white share. I think it looks so cute, and I think this corner over here is like a really good place to read a book, to maybe texting or playing with your iPad or tablet. And I really liked how it turned out. Like, this hallway is not the most furnishing place of the house. It has not really anything going on, but I think that is what it makes this hallway work. Because I have to learn a thing. I really like to do houses with a lot of clutter, but sometimes less is more. And I have been learning that from along I've been building and furnishing houses. So this is the first bathroom in the first floor. I like to think this is probably a guest bathroom. Even though the guest bathrooms, for me, it makes sense to not having like a shower, but this was a little bit too big of a room. This room was too much big to not putting a shower. And I really like that I choose, by the way, pink is my favorite color, that I choose some pink accents to this bathroom. I don't know if I'm going to place a wall next to the shower, but I think not. Here I'm going to use two types of curtains. I think I'm going to be with this white, with this bright curtain. It's not really a curtain, but I don't know how do you call it in English. If you give me really a second, I can go to Google Translate, and since this video is really too much big, I can really do this, okay? Let me see. This, I'm so sorry. The shutter. In Portuguese, this is called persiana, but this is a shutter. Yeah, and I tried to give it a little bit more happier curtain. So, I don't know, just to not make this part really simple, and I think that curtain, for some, like, you know, one way, it looks like the curtain does not match the style of the bathroom, but in other way it gives a touch that I really don't know how to explain it, but it's really cool. So I didn't know what I was going to place in this room, but I decided to make like a fun room, like a playing room where you have another computer, when you have a console with games. And this room, I don't know, I know it doesn't look like, but for me it's really difficult not having the objects near to the wall, like do not touching the wall. And this was a little bit difficult because I have a lot of windows, big windows in here. So in the end I just noticed that objects don't need to be really touching the walls, and it can look great. But yeah, that's a thing that I have to keep in mind. Oh, I also placed a foosball thingy over there, and I placed like a television and a console. And for some reason, oh, my cats are doing some bad stuff over here. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, I'm so sorry. You probably are listening to my cat meowing, and he has been a little bit of a pain in the ass for my other cat, which is a female, and he's trying to do that stuff, that naughty stuff, and I think she doesn't like it. And besides of that, if she likes it, they make a lot of noise, and it's really annoying. Okay, so here's the bedroom that I was talking about, with some really bright colors. I really like how the purple, the red, and the yellow look together. If I thought about these three colors in the first place, I wouldn't think that they match together. But after placing the beds and looking at the sheets that it has, I thought, why not doing a color scheme for this room with these three colors? And I find really interesting how this looks like. This bedroom, it was kind of difficult to furnish because I'm not used to furnish big divisions or big rooms, because I find it really difficult, because like, what can I put else in the bedroom beside wardrobes, beds, end tables, and that kind of stuff. Also, it was a little bit weird for me to not place anything near to that windows, but I think it works. Like I said, I have to learn that not every single corner of a room needs to be furnished. Sometimes the emptiness works better than fullness. I don't know if this makes any sense, and I don't even know if I use the words correctly. I really like that zebra pattern carpet over there. I think it gives a really cool touch, but at the same time, if it doesn't give a cool touch for you guys, I'm really into this kind of patterns like zebra, leopard. I really love them. So here we are building the second bathroom, and it's in a blue accent, in a blue color, and actually there's not a single bathroom that I don't like in this building. And my other kitty is here. I have 3 kitties, by the way. One of them is called Zias, the other one is Sapphire, and the one is on my lap right now is Lotus. He's a white Norwegian cat, and he's really big, and he has a lot of fur, and I'm really always with a lot of fur balls on the middle of my house, so I have to clean my house constantly. I don't do that often, but I do it, okay? So this is the guest room, the guest bedroom, and I thought, if we are hosting someone and if they are going to stay for the night, I think they want a really cozy bedroom. For me, in my opinion, what is more cozy than a wood pattern? I don't know, wood patterns make the rooms really warm. Don't ask me why, but I tried to look this like one of those cabins that you can use on granite falls, and I really like it that it turned out. Like I said, I usually don't like brown, but I think it really works on this room. Yeah, you see me now placing the wood texture. First of all, in the first place, I thought that this room that I'm furnishing right now would be like a room for 2 twin children or 2 siblings, but at the end I decided to turn this for a only child bedroom, because I wanted to put some toys, and the beds were just occupying too much space. And yeah, this room is going to be really happy. I really like how the stone wallpaper makes this room really teen, really children-like, young. It makes this room young. So now I decided, if that's going to be a barbecue zone, because it's what it's going to be, you can see it further in the video, I decided to, I thought there was something missing, and I decided to do a fountain. And I think it looks so cool, because your Sims can be chilling, eating hamburgers, doing a barbecue party, and they can watch the water flowing from the fountain, and I find that really relaxing. I love water, it's my favorite element from the 5 of them, and yep. So like I was saying, I thought that empty space was really awkward, so I decided to place this wardrobe. I forgot how to use that drawer over there. Okay, so like I said, I got rid of the other bed. I decided to place a desk so the children can do their homework. I don't remember if I placed, oh, I did place the computer, and I did place another type of furniture that makes this room a little bit more childish, but in a good way. Okay, in a good way. It's a cool child. It's not, I mean, there are not no cool childs, but you know, when you have a room which is more childish with like flower wallpapers, but this one is really, it's a good design. Okay, it fits the children, but at the same time is like a really clean design. I really love it. I don't know what I'm going to do the next. Maybe I'm still cluttering this bedroom. And oh, I decided to put a shoe rack over there because there's a wardrobe, and why there is not shoes. So we are doing the second hallway, and like I said before, I'm not really good doing hallways. So I always place sitting areas, but this time I decided to use like a green palette and white. I really wanted that the color scheme of this house had a lot of white and then a really other color that would make the concept for the whole division. I think I also am going to put more chairs next to these flowers because I really want to the Sims feel that, okay, I'm inside of the house, but this is really nature. And I love how this mirror works over there. And in this hallway, it was so big that I decided, why not putting a lot of paintings, and maybe this is going to look like a little bit of a gallery art kind of thing, and I really like how it turned out. And actually we are almost reaching the end of the video, and I'm pretty proud of myself for doing the voiceover. And I think this time I didn't went for a really repetitive speech, because actually I had to say a lot of about a lot of this building, because, you know, like I said, modern houses are not my cup of tea, but I tried my best, and I have a lot to say because I know where I kinda did the mistakes, but I actually know where I did to make things work really fine. So we are now on the master suite. We are on the master bedroom, on the suite part, and this is going to be the last room to be furnished. And I thought about using pink shade again. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. For me, pink is not a gender color. Anyone can use pink. So why not? I really like to use colors that are not supposed to be used between quotes, because for me, like I said, there are no gender colors. So I tried to think maybe this is a couple bedroom, but why not using pink? Okay. I really like how this wardrobe worked without the wall. I like those cube seats. I love how the bookshelf looks between them. Here I decided to give a little more of touch on the roof, even though I think the roof has a lot of stuff going on. But at the end I think they work, at the same time they do not work. I don't know. I find this interesting, even though I think I put too much on the outside of the house, and you can't really like, for me, this house you can't look as a whole because there's a lot happening at the same time. Okay, but at the same time it's interesting to look because you can look at the different details. Okay, so this house is really busy design wise. but at the same time it's not, it's busy, but maybe in a little bit good way. I really love what I did with that aquarium, because I really wanted to place an aquarium on this master bedroom, but I was thinking this aquarium does not look good right on the floor, so I decided to put 2 end tables and using the sheet 9 sheet on the game to push it a little bit higher so it looks like it's placing on the end tables. I really like the color of this bathroom. If this is not my favorite bathroom, I don't know which one is. I love the yellow. I really love that bathtub, which is in a triangular shape. I think it makes the bathrooms a lot more interesting than like a rectangular shape bathtub. Now I'm doing the top garden. I'm going to place a hot tub, a fountain, and this is really cool because you can be relaxing and looking for the awesome view that this house gives to you, because the house is really tall. I chose the tallest walls that the game lets you use, and I really like this bubble object. I know there maybe, no, I don't use it that often, but I think it really works in here, and I actually find this balcony, if you wanna call it that, this garden balcony, a place where your Sims can receive their friends and then go for a relaxing hot tub bath. And yep, I forgot to say that on the first floor I also have a sauna, and I really like how this turned out. I mean, I usually do not do really interesting saunas, and I do not tend to do saunas a lot, but I think it really makes sense because this is a really big house and a really luxurious house, and why not have a sauna? And I think for the first time I nailed it, the sauna, because it looks really cozy, really warm, and so on. Now I'm doing the first floor, barbecue area, relaxing area. Your Sims can come here, eat, chatting, go to the pool in the front, and I really like how this kind of division worked out. And I think this is the last division, the last room, if you want to call it that. Oh, I love that end table. It looks really beautiful, and the plants and the rocks and that lighting is so cool, and the tables, I don't know. I think this is really outstanding. Wonderful. Outstanding is that a word? I love using that chime object, but then when I was taking snapshots for the end of the video, I just realized that the chimes are not plugged into the roof. Okay, but I really like that sculpture that came with the romantic garden stuff pack, and I decided to add these really cute lights over here because I think it looks really cool, and it gives like a more exterior kind of vibe, like backyard kind of vibe in this part. So here I tried to use a lot of other sculptures, and I really like how the front of the house looks like, because I decided to play again with the geometric shapes, but this time with the fence that I used around the house. I also thought that the entrance had not that much of plants, so I decided to add them. And like I said again, oh, I just repeated like I said, and I keep repeating this on the video. I really like how the plants merge into this house. It's like two opposite stuff, two different things that merge really well together. So here I'm doing the entrance logo because I think it looks really cool, and I'm playing with shapes with the fence, and I'm going to put a lot of entrance seating areas. And now I start doing this walls shape here, and I think they work so much better than what I'm going to do the next, because I can would do this, and this part of the house would look, this part of the garden or of the terrain would look a little bit more open. But I decided to get rid of that, and I have no idea, and I don't really like what I did now. By the way, I don't know, I think this is a fun fact, but I usually like to show the houses to my mother, and she gets really, really, how do you say it, surprised about the things that I can do. And she says also, this would be a game that I would love to play. But she's a little bit, she has a lot of difficult playing with controls, because they are kind of difficult to learn with people that are not used to the new technology. I'm not saying that my mother is old, okay? But I just know she has a lot of difficulties with game controls. I made her playing Overwatch once, and I recorded the video, and she was totally not getting what she was to do, but actually it's a lot of stuff going on. So, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this build. I said everything that I wanted to say about this house, and I would like to know your opinion about this, if this is too much or not. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Twitch channel if you want to see me building live. Thank you so much, and see you next time, dears. Thank you so much. Bye.